Hello, and welcome to the Buzzerbeater Show, episode 83. My name is David Jones, and today we have a lot of issues to talk about. First of all, Scottie Pippen. How can anybody actually say that this guy has logic in his mind? Jesus Christ. Bro, what he's saying is really bad, bro. He's saying shit like, yeah, Phil Jackson's a racist. But then in June he said Phil Jackson was racist. You can watch these clips on YouTube. Just type in Scottie Pippen, Phil Jackson, racist, and you'll find this interview that he had on I think it was ESPN. And then in his book he writes, you can also read the book. I'm not gonna read the book because I'm not gonna support this dude. But what he writes in his book is that Phil Jackson is not a racist. And then somebody from the New York Times interviews him, a writer interviews him, and asks him, do you believe that Phil Jackson is a racist? And as he drew up the play in 1993, that was where all this racist thing come from. When Tony Kukoc took the last shot over Scottie Pippen, that was the motivation behind Scottie saying that Phil Jackson was a racist. But he says, I didn't like Phil Jackson in that moment, or what he did in that moment was wrong. How about that? So, first of all, you first say he's a racist, then you say he's not a racist, and then you don't know. Bro, how fucking stupid are you? And he writes all about, basketball is a team sport. I got all my information from Mike Krezemba, by the way. So, but, basketball is a team sport. But how can you call basketball a team sport if you're mad at somebody that takes the last shot over him and don't play in the game because you're mad at him? That's not team sport. Sorry. That's for you being mad at someone for be taken over you. Like, being... Yeah. How... Tony Kukoc was a good shooter. That's why Jerry Krause got him. What? For me, Scottie Pippen is a hypocrite. He makes he says something, and then he says something else, apologizes, and then he doesn't really want to say if he was right or wrong, or if he has so much pride that he takes his pride over his logic. So, if he calls Phil Jackson a racist, that basically means in his mind, oh yeah, Phil Jackson's a racist, but I'm only going to say it to get controversy off of this. And I mean, he's good at it because I'm talking about it right now. But you shouldn't be tossing the word racist around so much. That shit can get dangerous. I know what Phil Jackson's thinking right now, but Probably not those positive things he had when he played with you. And all these shots against Michael Jordan. Like, you're putting yourself in the position to say, like, you were the best Chicago Bull of all time. Which you are absolutely fucking not. all these acquisitions he's making. First thing he says, oh yeah, I got robbed of the 1990 MVP. Wait, I forgot which year was it, but he says that he averaged a triple-double every night, and that he should have won the MVP, but he only got in ninth. So, Michael Jordan's stats were Scottie averaged a triple-double. Michael averaged. Wait, let me see how much he averaged in the 1990 season. Wait. 1990 Michael Jordan stats. Oh yeah, right here. So in 1990, he averaged 31.5 points, had a field goal average of 53.9, had rebounding of 6 rebounds and 5.5 assists. So let's look at Scottie's numbers. Scottie Pippen, 1990. 17.8, 52, 7.3. In his entire career, Scottie wouldn't even average close to 30 points. Not even close. And I'm not saying points is everything. But especially in an era where scoring was less because of the more tougher defense and less handshaking, not that much foul calling, and the game just being slower in general, it was tough for somebody to score 30 points. And that's why Scottie, that's one of the reasons why Jordan is a better player than you and will always be better than you. You're not playing anymore, he's not playing anymore. This case is already settled. I don't know what you're talking about. I have absolutely no fucking clue what you're talking about. If you're saying that you're not the best Chicago Bull of all time, but sometimes you got robbed of some certain things, that also doesn't really make that much sense. But still, you're not saying you're the best Chicago Bull of all time. The only thing is, if you're saying you're the best Chicago Bull of all time, why? Like, how does that make any sense in any way? Please list the arguments. These arguments that you have been listing make absolutely no fucking sense. None. Please, bro, tell us why. I don't even know, bro. I really don't know what is up in Scottie's head, but I had this podcast, a rant about Scottie Pippen, even with the Charles Barkley situation. He was acting like a complete hypocrite even then. Charles Barkley wanted to have an apology. Pippen didn't give him one. Called him a fat butt or something. And, which, great way of, first of all, body shaming. Second of all, great way of hurting someone. Fat. Alright. Whatever, Scotty. Just, I don't know what is happening right now in that household. His wife, he divorced his wife because she had something with this NBA player from Minnesota who is not anymore in it. What was his name? You know who I mean, bro. This guy that Michael... Not Beasley. Michael... It's not that important anyway. So, Nick Briz. If you don't know who Nick Briz is, type in on YouTube, Nick Briz. And you'll find the craziest street basketball you've ever seen in your life. So, I've already talked about this on my last on some podcasts ago. But I'm going to do it again. Nick Briz was the leader of a group called Savage Squad that brought this crazy street ball content. But the thing was, some of it was fake at some point. And a lot of people, also Cash Nasty, you can also type in on YouTube, Cash Nasty. All of these guys were, how do I say it? They were put in a very dangerous situation because Nick Briz paid people to start fights. Very low money, I must say. Like $100 for a fight, which is... How do you... $100? First of all, don't do that. Like, think about, do you have a little more pride than $100 to start a fight with a big YouTuber? And Cash was pissed off for a reason. But Nick Briz, first of all, didn't want to apologize at first. Now he has dropped an apology. Because he says he didn't do anything wrong at first, which he actually did. But now he has apologized. Cash Nasty has accepted his apology. He still doesn't want to do anything with him. But Nick Briz, Chris White was one of the guys that was part of the group that he was the leader of, Nick Briz. But he said he couldn't play in New York and stuff because New York is rough for basketball. I mean, it's rough basketball, that's what I meant to say. And Nick Briz is from Florida, and you can't really compare Florida to New York. And Nick Briz was like, alright, bet. I'll just go, and then he won 2 games. Which, I'm not discrediting New York, not in the slightest way. I'm just saying that Nick Briz proved Chris Wright wrong that he can actually ball. And it's not because of him they won all the game, because Chris Wright is like, he's a strong, athletic, and physical dude down in the post. You know what I mean? And Nick Briz proved it wrong. So, yeah. Congratulations to it. I mean, what he did was wrong, but he's redeeming himself. He knows that what he's done was absolutely not right. But he still has some of the guys that were in the original Savage Squad behind him. And that's the only thing that counts, bro. Loyalty. Even when you fucked up. That's the only thing that counts. Loyalty. So, Phoenix, please pay DeAndre Ayton. Please. I don't know if this news is going to be as recent now when I upload this, but as of right now, DeAndre Ayton still has not been paid the money that I think he deserves after this playoff run. I mean, DeAndre Ayton. Wait. Let us find out the stats from DeAndre Ayton. DeAndre Ayton, 2021 playoff stats. All right, here. 14.2 points, 58.5 field goal percentage, 11.3 rebounds, and 1.2 assists. That is absolutely ridiculous in the playoffs. I mean, they're also counting regular season, but still. I think it was just regular season. But if you haven't watched Phoenix in the playoffs, you don't know what I'm talking about. They won against the Lakers unexpectedly because DeAndre Ayton was absolutely demolishing Andre Drummond in the post. Second of all, they played... Who did they play? Wait, first... I remember Atlanta because the Knicks played against them. Lakers... Number 3 was the Clippers. Before Utah, right? Utah. No, wait. Utah was the Clippers. Fuck. Who did they play? The Nuggets? No. Who cares? They had amazing... They blew out the Lakers. They blew out the Clippers. They lost against the Bucks in the finals. But still, DeAndre Ayton has proven his point. CP3, not that much. Again, he had first great game. But I don't really know what happened in the... I don't even really know what happened in game 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. I don't know really what happened in those games because, in my opinion, he didn't really look that good. He was out of his flow. He wouldn't hit shots. He was absolutely demolished by the defense. He didn't really turn up that much. I don't know what happened. But DeAndre Ayton was one of the reasons why they, with Devin Booker, was one of the reasons why they made it a 6-game series. But you can't stop Giannis. If Giannis runs from the free throw line to block your shot, like, he just makes one step and you're already at the basket. And I mean, it was against DeAndre Ayton, but still, and DeAndre Ayton is not really... He needs playmakers around him because he can't really create his own shot yet. He's only 23. Can still all change. But as of right now, he still cannot make his own shot. He cannot create his own shot. Which... yeah, not that great. But still, he has to be paid more. The money that he deserves. That's all I'm saying. They still have not given it to him. But we'll see what's going to happen. So, the new rule changes. I'm actually a fan of this. But you know who's not a fan of this? And they're actually really... I'm not putting up a conspiracy. If you watched Brooklyn against Bulls, the last game they played, and you watched how James Harden got tugged around his arm and didn't get a foul call. Although it was a clearly foul. He went up, somebody grabbed his arm, he tangled it around him, they didn't foul, they just said out of bounds. It wasn't called a foul, although it was clearly a foul. And somebody's gonna say now, but yeah, James Harden is foul hunting. He's not really trying to. He's still trying to get his buckets though. But that was a clear foul. That was clear as light. That was so clear. It was clear as daylight. Like, that was a foul. But they're not going to give it to him. I'm not putting up conspiracy theory. I'm just saying, not going to give it to him because he has a history of foul hunting. And he's James Harden. James Harden and foul hunting. That's like the synonym of something. Like, that's almost the exact same thing. But what James Harden, I get that he has now way less points. That proves the point that has been only yet been a good scorer because of foul hunting and stuff. But still targeting him that bad? Like, Jesus Christ, that was a clear foul. Like, somebody else in the league, he would have gotten that call. Because he's James Harden, he's not getting his foul calls anymore. For me, that's like saying, oh yeah, LeBron, every time he dunks, he gets a technical foul because the dunking was too... You know what I mean? Like, it's a little too much for my taste. Because they're clearly targeting him for his past moves that he can't really... And I mean, he's still trying it, though. He's still trying to get the foul calls. Which sometimes just go to the basket, bro. What are you doing? But I guess it's tough for somebody like James Harden, and he's upset for a reason. He sat down after that play. He sat and he can't get into his game anymore like he used to because he can't get those foul shots in. It's the same for people like Trey and Damian Lillard. I mean, I wouldn't say Damian Lillard's a foul hunter, but his 3-point averages have been the worst since, like, ever. It has been really bad for him. 3-point shooting wise. So, if you like this podcast, leave a like and turn on notifications and subscribe to the channel, of course. And I'll see you all next time. Peace!